So it looks like everything's been confirmed, and at least according to the media, it looks like Biden is your guy. He's our guy. Interesting how people can say that there's so many, I should say that they're surprised that so many millions of people voted for him. And you have people on the left, they would say the same about Trump, and, oh, I'm surprised he got elected, this and that. Leading up to the election, and just a quick sidebar, actually out at Red Rock Canyon right now, give you guys a little look here. It's November, it's like 40 degrees out here. Originally, was supposed to be in Hawaii. This was the vacation time. We're supposed to be going to Hawaii for like 12 days, but you know how that goes. 2020 being what it is. But leading up to the election, I was telling my wife, I was like, you know, I have this strange feeling that Biden's going to win. I believed, I mean, you believe the polls somewhat, but given the history with the polls, I didn't necessarily believe it was going to be this 10-point margin that they were talking about, right? A lot of these polls had it at 10, and we're just talking about the national popular vote and everything. But I thought it would be a close race, and I'm not trying to act like I knew or predicted, but I wasn't believing what they were trying to tell me in the media. But even as such, I had this strangest feeling that Biden was going to win. Like 2020, with everything we saw, that the forces against Trump were just too strong. Because when you have the media, all of social media, celebrities, athletes, all of these forces working against Trump, and you can even talk about some government organizations, right? You can go back to the Christopher Steele document and all that stuff, and I just felt like the forces were too strong. You know, the forces were there in 2016. There's some cars zooming around the scenic loop out here, so you might hear that, but I just felt like in 2016 there were forces out there that were strong, but that came after he got the nomination. This time they had 4 full years to come with the game plan, right? And you saw it every day in the media. We saw Russiagate for several years, and it's just, the forces were just too strong, I felt. Now, I hear a lot of talk on the right about the stolen election and these kinds of things, and I'll talk about that out here on vacation. Going to be doing some hiking, so I figured I'd shoot my videos then, and I'll talk about various topics around the election, just my thoughts. But I felt like, getting back to it, that the forces were just too strong. But at the same time, it felt odd, because when you have the media the way it is, it's to Trump's detriment in a way, but it also built him up, I think, into this mythical, larger-than-life figure. So, though I felt like Biden would probably win, it just seems strange to me that, given everything that's gone on, and in particular, I'd say since COVID, right, since February, March, April, that it would be strange to not have him as president, whether somebody liked him or not. It just seemed like, as I said, he was built up so much for the good and for the bad, that it just seemed weird that so many people would vote for Biden. But we do know know that there's a lot of low information voters on both sides. So I see these people celebrating, and I'll talk more about that, and including people I know, and it's just a curiosity of mine for what's next. I don't want to assume the worst, and again, I'll talk about my feelings and thoughts about what I think is going to happen during a Biden presidency. But I don't want to assume the worst. Just like when Obama came in his first term, and I almost voted for the guy. But I want to hope for the best. I don't want to assume the worst. So we'll see. I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for watching, everybody. And I would just say in the comments, let me know what you think about what it looks like for Trump leaving. Whether you're on the right or the left, did you ever think that you would see that day, and how does it go down? Obviously, there's still a lot of legal things going on, and I hear people are trying to get him to concede, but did you ever think you would see